Plu sends it to his partner Brock, and he sees Carey, but ends up looking that cut off, and he cranks one deep into the end zone. Wide open underneath is Gross, but Anson Repperman is there. Repperman takes the back door and take that first pass is Max Thorne. The disc is centered to Thorne from Mast. Surveys the field, looks what he has in front of him, doesn't like Trucks' cut, and instead he likes DiGirolamo. And this one has got a lot of air underneath it, and DiGirolamo puts on the Jets. Tyler. Disc is sent straight up to Keenan Plu, who surveys the downfield and looks up, and he sees Gross. Gross has got Brock going deep, but instead he finds Jake Fella. In fact, there was a host of AlleyCats going deep. Fella runs it back to the line, and he looks over, and he finds, I think that would probably 25, and sends a break throw out to Fedorenko, and he walks right to it, and he has got Patrick Earls deep. John Jones giving chase, but he will not get there in time. And Fedorenko, but instead he gives it back to Tad. Those two play catch a little bit, and then this one is laced out over there to Fedorenko, and he finds Jonathan. The handler's just playing catch right now. Looks like they have broken out of this, and he sends an inside-out forehand. So perfect and so pretty. Disc is in play. Diamichis on the field, along with Fedorenko. And here comes a big throw to a wide-open Jake Fella, and Anson Repperman arrives, but too late. Looks like the Thunder family affair. Jonathan Mast sends one out to Tad Whistle. I don't know if Tad was expecting to gain that many yards, but he took hold of it, and he throws one of his patented scoobers. And you can almost hear the crowd react to that one. They're happy about it. Almost as happy as Mark Fedorenko catching that as well, having left the Appalachian Trail some months ago. His trail name is Flick, and we see a big one from Max Thorne. Nobody's got a better flick, and there's no better receiver than Tyler DiGirolamo. That AUDL hot stamp, when it's turned towards you, it looks a little bit like the old Master tournament. And speaking of the old Master, here is Cameron Brock giving chase on this shot from Travis Carpenter, and Nick Gelati can only watch. Thorne in a sort of three-man weave right now, playing what's sometimes called the homie offense. Tad Whistle working downfield, sent across the field. Where it is caught by Fedorenko. Fedorenko winds up a backhand, and biting on that backhand a little bit was Laskar. He kind of looked like he went to sleep a little bit on it, and now underneath it is Hamilton and DiGirolamo. Hamilton goes up a little. He'd just be the guy on the 10. As it is, he's a sensation of the screen, and speaking of a sensation, a block on an inside-out high release. Jesse Evans manages a sensational block, and here, just 20 yards away from a break. Maxstat starts it out, finds Gelati. Gelati shelves one, but running underneath it is Diamichis, and Cheezel circles underneath one and then does a flip.
Earlier? No, not really. I mean, it was definitely contact. There was definitely a foul there. But.
And a recovered Rick Schwartz.
Because they have, another defender poaching off.
Well, we got a big shot deep. Running underneath, it looks like Maxstat, but Brock manages to catch it. I think that one came from Rick. He's got Earls running away from Thorne. He was tempted to throw that one up, but instead he figures things are working out so well with John Mast, and now he's got vision. He's being forced to our sideline. Snaps one up to Ty D in the middle, and he just throws a backhand, which finds a receiver in Patrick Earls in the birthday today. Travis Carpenter, disc on the sideline, being forced backwards, and he puts one out in front of Carey, who lays out, picks it up. Hammonds puts the mark on. He slings it into the middle. Jesse Evans there, but not in time to make a bid against Danger Schwartz. And now Gross has it in his hands, shuffles it up to Carpenter, making a cut against the brain, and then he steps and throws a neat little backhand inside. In front of him is Big Mike Ames. Ames catches it. Mark doesn't settle in on him in time to stop him from throwing this one up to Schwartz, and he laces a forehand, which pops up in the air, and it looks like he's going to have some company down there, and it's Fella. Not a lot of options for him for a second, but John Mast found Patrick Earls. He's looking downfield and sends it to Trimble. Has it in the middle. Carpenter running the offense right now from the back. Nice layout, two-handed grab on the sideline. And it looks like Will Kasperzicki sends it to Travis Carpenter. They are on the doorstep. Max Thorne on the mark. Tyler D poaching the lane. And a bid here from the back of the end zone from Trouble moving it downfield, as it's mostly just a matter of the AlleyCats playing tremendous man-to-man defense. And we got another one yanked, Tyler DiGirolamo running underneath it. And will he have the, no, he does not get into the end zone. He's on the one, goes back, taps it to the ground, doesn't have to do that, sends it up for Fedorenko, and he can't quite.
This one's sent pretty far back.
Frisbee looks to swing it back across the field, and we've got a receiver breaking deep. And it is a beautiful throw. And Gross pulls it in for yet another goal. And this one's sent out into the middle of nowhere, but fortunately Max Thorne was there, and I have to think that he knew what he wanted. Now Patrick Earls catches it again on that lefty sideline. He's got the Birdman going deep, and Ethan with a much-needed high-pressure grab. Travis Carpenter sends it up to Gross, who squeezes it in a tight keyhole there, and then he sends it out, and giving chase is Heffron, but Brock is, and he makes a nice bid, lands on that hip. In the position to do some damage, and he throws to Fedorenko cutting up the line. Fedorenko unleashes a huck. This one looks like it's going to find its target, and what a grab! This from Rick Gross. He throws a couple of hard fakes, and then Carpenter shuffles, shakes, and bakes, gets up the line of Demikas, and he throws up a blade, and it is caught. Right behind him is Whistle. Next in line, Fedorenko. Cutting from the back is Trimble before the disc is tapped in. There's movement, and they're waiting for the disc to be whistled in. It is. And then going deep is Fedorenko. Earls pulls it back, snaps one out to Mast. Trimble over to his left. He thinks better. Fella putting on hard defense, making Earls work hard. Here comes Max Thorne deep. This one's got a lot on it. Max is underneath it. A diving bid. Max gathers it in. He puts it on the goal line. And a little bit of despair from the defender is Heffron. And then coming in on the mark. A huge bid. And a big rip into the end zone. Fella underneath it. He's got company. Goes up. It falls. Incomplete. There's no Do we have a call? A call is made. Heim makes a call. He calls contact in the back of the end zone. And the disc is going to be put in play on the one. He says that Beardsley bumped the receiver. Beardsley doesn't think so. Looked like the Thunderbirds had forced a turnover. Brian Heim was right on top of the play, and he saw contact. Now there's a vertical stack being set up in the end zone. Carpenter has the disc, being forced to the home sideline. Verdella sandwiching the stack at the front. A lot of dancing around. Max Staff on the dump. Ames has it, shuffles it back, going up the line. Rolling with him is Heffron, and the disc goes up to Ames. And who knows whether it was the extra pressure from Heffron, who rolled with the strike cut, or if it was just Ames with too much time to think. There were so many cuts in those legs, but he couldn't hang on. Here comes a double team, 29 seconds left. Maxstat sends it into the middle. Verdella has it. He doesn't have a lot of cuts, but he got Maxstat. He sends it back to him. Maxstat jacks it, and all alone underneath is the air traffic controller trying to milk it. 14 seconds left. The stall count being put on. He's got 7 seconds. It's open all the way over here is Beardsley. It ends up in his hands. He barely has to throw this one, but he throws a scoober. Repperman pulls it down, and folks, it's all over. 000 on the clock. 26-20.